Hello everybody, my name's Atley. Welcome back to my hard mode playthrough in the Tatra Force in the flooded foothills map of Yukon, following on from the last episode where we delivered some metal rolls up to the old mine. Yeah, we dropped off 6 slots of metal rolls and we're now heading down to the warehouse to pick up some more metal rolls and some concrete slabs. So all I've done is turn the truck around and heading back down again. You're going to use the same route, but I am curious about some of these other little, that to me there's tire tracks heading down there. Let's have a quick look at the map to see what that looks like it might be, because there are quite a few trails on this map that aren't particularly obvious when you look at the road. I might not have thought about that, but you know what? There's tracks there. Let's be adventurous and follow them. So we're going to this warehouse where I can pick up these 2 metal rolls, these 2 concrete slabs, 6 slots of cargo. Perfect. Obvious thing to do. And then rather than going around through what I know to be a muddy bit here, let's just have a little tickle down here. There's tracks there. I'm in the Force. It's a pretty powerful truck. I can always bring help if I need to. Might even be fun, because I am considering bringing the Zix 605 through, partly to do the high saddle trailer delivery to the mines, but also just because I want it on the map. So I'm going to just see what this is like. Maybe I should get the forward and scout some of these routes, but the Force is pretty good. I've still got the chains on because I haven't been back to the garage. Last episode I brought them. I've had some comments telling me that the asphalt road that I climbed up isn't as icy as it looks, and therefore non-chains isn't a daft idea necessarily. So when I go back to the garage, I probably will change out these tyres, but I'm not going to do a special trip for it. When I need to go back for fuel, I will. But I just want to compare this because it's got tyre tracks on it and see what it looks like as a route. I'm in all-wheel drive. Let's see how it copes in high for a minute. Had a few route suggestions in comments as well, so thank you for that. I will be exploring all or most of them, depending on the direction of the thing I need to pick up. But so far this looks alright. Let's just get a bit of diff lock help. So I'm going to turn left because that's roughly the direction. That waypoint is just on the warehouse for me to see it. Let's have a quick look at this before I actually commit to that turn. Engine off. Another look at the map. Maybe up and down. There's a route or a road out of the warehouse, so it connects to something, doesn't it? Yeah. If I go up and around there, that looks a little bit more certain to not have a gazillion trees in my route. So let's try that. So turning left. Yeah, I mentioned before I've had comments about tyres and the pros and cons of dirt rating versus mud rating, etc. It's not obvious that mud tyres are just better. Because it depends on whether they cut through the mud and hit the dirt underneath and then you just spin on something. So I've done a little bit of research into tyre theory for this game based on those comments. And try some things out. Because it's expensive to try things out in hard mode. Because if you buy tyres and then don't like them, you lose 50% of the purchase price. That's alright, there's a route to the warehouse. So this warehouse has a limited supply of most of the materials that I do need. A little bit tighter than I wanted with that really, but that'll be alright. Let's back it up a little bit. I would rather have the trailer outside of me. And back it up without it tipping me over. It's not quite as bad as a log trailer. Still abusing it though, aren't I? I would have ripped the trailer off its hitch if I did that in the real world. There we go, that'll do. Then detach the trailer. Put myself. A little bit of camera jank with the building. My fault, not theirs. Put myself between the two so that I can load cargo onto the loading bay, get it loaded onto the trailer. That'll do me. Right, so what we're going to do first is just remind myself of what I need. So I don't want to pick up the wrong cargo. I'm not activating it because the number of like icons on the when you're driving telling you where you're going to be, it's just super annoying. So I want 4 concrete slabs and it will be another 4 metal rolls. So loading 2 slabs, 2 rolls here, safe. Let's do that. So concrete slabs onto the loading platform. These. And then I'll put these on the trailer. Then I'll put the rolls in the truck. That's all of the concrete slabs from here gone. So I'll need to find 2 more somewhere else. And then 2 metal rolls. And there's only 2 left. So that's exhausted both rolls and slabs from this place. Get hooked up and get going. And then pack all 6 slots packed. Engine off, just make sure. So there was a little bit muddy. There's a couple of bits that were a little bit muddy, but I think I'm going to do them anyway. So just to be clear, I'm going to come back out here. Come around here and turn up this hill to there and then into the gold mine. Rather than going up this road area and through this muddy bit. And the only thing I'm not sure about is there's a couple of little muddy patches around here that may be a bit of fun, but if there's trees I can get myself moving. Fix my camera angle. Coming into morning. It's a nice shot, isn't it? There's a nice angle. Sunrise through the trees look pretty good there. It's not too bad a tree line if I had to get through it, but no, I'm going to stick to the route that's already got tracks in it. The weight of that trailer is kind of forcing my nose to go uphill because it's pulling my tail back down the hill, kind of thing. Not bad though. A clunky gear shift there. Oh, this Logitech. I do end up editing out quite a few clunky bits. It's almost clunky enough to sound like a real truck cab. Obviously, I didn't need chains for any part of this so far. It's one of the reasons we're looking for other routes anyway, is to find routes where you don't need chains and I can relax and go back to muds. I think chains are a bit of a comfort blanket for me because I know I can't get stuck. I might be slow, but I'm going to make progress. And I don't mind slow, particularly. I'm going to say that's a better route to that warehouse than going the long way around. Can I winch off that sign in front of me? It is moving. So this is where tyres with a better dirt rating, but then chains have a... I've been looking at some of the numbers, and chains do have a good dirt rating. They don't have a great mud rating, but once you cut through the mud, chains seem to have a pretty good dirt rating. To me, I would winch off that sign in front, but I suppose it is only a bit of 4x4 into the ground. I suppose it's metal posts. Maybe they don't want me to pull their sign out the ground. There we go. Got around the corner without caterpillaring it, which is what I was about to do. If I hadn't have completely stopped, I would have caterpillared it, got the truck up and then winched the trailer up, but and still got the turning a circle problem. And then these stones, in this regard, because they're relatively small, can help. Because once you get over them, they act as a wheel chock behind you and give you a little bit more grip to pull. Right. No, doesn't want to go into high. Let's stick it into auto. Am I out of fuel? Yes, I am. So refuel from a roof rack. Roof rack is empty. I'll have to deliver these and then go back into Big Salmon Peak for some fuel. Bouncy, bouncy. I want to bounce so much that I drop my slab cargo though. So So steady a little bit. Right, here we go. We need to activate the contract. So that's our delivery location. So I can turn around a bit easier. I'm going to swing into it from the left. And I guess all this is going to get cleared and built as we deliver each of the phases. I also just noticed trailer on the right there by that red building. That's the, I assume that's the other ore trailer that I need to deliver to the factory in Big Salmon Peak with the new cat that I haven't yet unlocked on this map. Right, handbrake, engine off, cargo, 2 more metal rolls, and then 2 slabs. So I need to find 2 more rolls and 2 more slabs. Let's have a little look at the map. We've got to go back into Big Salmon Peak because we need fuel. Where would I get? So I need fuel. 6 barrels, and there's 6 barrels in the railway station, so that's what I'll get from there. Oh, there are 2 slabs there. So I think I should head down. So I go in and get some fuel. Maybe bring some fuel back here. And then head into the railway station and repeat the cargo that I just did. 2 of those metal rolls, those 2 slabs, and that'll finish that part of this on the checklist. And then those 6 fuel will be a different trip. And then all I'll have to worry about is bricks. And the only real question is, can I make it into Big Salmon Peak for fuel? It's up a little bit better turning angle. Getting stuff done. I ought to rate my episodes based on how many slots of cargo I actually get to deliver. 6 so far in this one. Last episode I only did 6 total. But I did a lot of prep work. Right. Once I get out of this little bit of sticky stuff, see if I can get away with dropping all-wheel drive for fuel efficiency reasons for a little bit across these rocks. This doesn't particularly look like icy rock treachery, so it should be alright. I think I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I'm going into Big Salmon Peak. The garage is really close, and I will go in and change tyres just because I always want to be kind of reacting and learning from what you guys suggest in comments. Bouncy, bouncy again. Doesn't matter if I bounce the trailer this time and no cargo on it. Hang a right down this hill. So I'm quite bedded in with the wheel and shifter thing now. It's probably coming up to 8 or 10 episodes that I've recorded with the wheel. And it is becoming a lot more kind of intuitive to work the gearbox rather than leaving it in auto, because mouse and keyboard is much more awkward to change gears, whereas this is quite natural. So I've stuck it in high. Feels good leaving it in high. As soon as I feel it not being good, then I'll switch it around. And I know I'm chucking up snow there, which suggests that I'm spinning a bit too fast. And I know I'm still in all-wheel drive. Maybe I'll take all-wheel drive off, put it into low, and hit the diff lock on. Yeah, still kills progress a bit. I need to see where those tyres go that way, but I'm not going to worry about that for a minute. Enough messing around with gearbox ideas for a minute. Let's just focus on getting around the delivery. Oh, I think if I was doing exactly the same thing I'm doing now, but in the S05E27, same configuration, same trailer, the difference would be I would probably be more fuel efficient. But I would have the blue crane rather than this bigger, more capable crane. So possibly I would be more sensible doing this in the Azov, because fuel efficiency probably more important. But it's also, I do like to mix up my truck choices a little bit. I don't want to do everything in the Azov, because the Azov could pretty much do everything in this game now. Active suspension on it, very capable, very fuel efficient, very good range on it. But I like this truck for my 6-slot choice. Right. Get some speed on. Trundling through this in 4 also without hunting for gears. So that feels alright. Probably a shade faster than putting it in high. Just switch down then, I think probably into first. So yeah, gateway's up there. So I just want to drop this trailer here. We've got 46 litres. I'm in the red. Kodiak's just inside the gateway though. Probably bring the Kodiak back through with me, really. Back into Big Salmon Peak. So the Kodiak is on my left down that road. But I'm just going to run straight into the garage because the Paystar is there with more fuel. And it's the garage I want to be getting to anyway. Paystar's main tank is empty. Fill the Paystar up because I can use that to fill my roof, and then fill the force up. Once this is empty, I think I'm going to retain it, do another Michigan fuel run, and drop it off into the Foothills garage. That's my plan, I think. Here we go. One touch of force, fully fueled. Now I'm going to take it in and swap some tyres around. So, customise is a bit beaten up, but I'm not paying $5 to do a cosmetic. Fair job on it. It'll get more beaten up. So, let's have a look at my choices here. So I already own, these are the default stock tyres that come with it. Looking at the spreadsheet and the suggestion, MHS ones, so they're 4 good, excellent ratings, so they are mud tyres. These OHS 2s, the key difference is the off-road rating. So the mud dropped from excellent to good, but the off-road goes from good to excellent. When you look at the numbers on the spreadsheet, they're better when they've bitten through. So they bite through the mud and then they get better traction on the dirt that's below the mud. So although it's $6,000 to buy them, I am going to splurge and buy them. So I want to, make my own mind up, basically. I always listen to suggestions, and if I don't like it after I've tried it, then I'll go back, and that's fine. But if I don't even try it, then what's the point of you guys commenting, right? So we're going to try the same cargo run that we've just done, but with these tyres instead. So these are OHS 2s. OHS 2s, 50-inch. And the difference is the dirt rating once they've cut through the mud. And I guess they're kind of a bit rounded rather than the MHS is a square. So therefore these may cut through the mud easier as well. Nothing else I'm going to change on it. Otherwise this truck's good to go. And then one thing I do have to be aware of is that I am now going to slide on ice a little bit more. So a little bit more drifting. And then I think I'll take this around to the Kodiak, chuck the Kodiak on a rope and bring it through with me so that I've got fuel without having to come back to Big Salmon Peak. I won't take it very far, I'll probably take it where the trailer is, just so that I've got it at that end of the map. I'm slipping now. Maybe I will start the engine. Kodiak's got chains on, but I haven't, and I was slipping on that ice trying to get it started. So to recap, we are going to go through, we are going to go to the railway, and we're going to load up the same cargo we just did, which is 2 metal rolls, 2 concrete slabs, and back up to the gold mine. I'll leave the Kodiak there. I suppose it would be silly not to slurp a bit of fuel out of it. No, I did the wrong thing then, didn't I? I put fuel in it. Nobody told me. You guys. Right, railway station with the trailer. Let's get gone. I think it's one of the things about hard mode, because I play a little bit of my other save just in terms of trying trucks out and so on, because it's free. But there is a little bit of me that I don't do enough of that in hard mode because it costs money to experiment. Pretty slow. Pretty slow going through that. Got to come back with cargo yet. I am going to use this route because this is what I've used before. I find this to be a perfectly acceptable route normally. But the tyres are so situational, aren't they? I'll do this all the way up. Sometimes I cut through there, through those trees. It's a fairly good line. And then puts you on the railway line to go up into the station. But for this, I'm just going to keep coming around this side. I guess the difference in the tyres is going to be how often they cut through the mud to the dirt below versus other tyres that would ride over the mud. There's no real one answer for everything, is there? Right, railway station. Not been here for a long time. Remember rightly, yeah, I can see it up ahead. My maintenance trailer, which is empty. That when I found it had 2,000 litres of fuel in it. I burnt through that pretty quickly. So that is empty, but that's another candidate for moving some fuel around. Need to turn around, and I might as well do it before I've loaded, but it's going to take a little bit of shenanigans. I think the easiest way to do it, I want the trailer turned around mostly. I think the easiest way to do it is to detach the trailer, start the truck turning, chuck a line on the front of the trailer and use the line basically to bring me around. And then if I need to, I can adjust it with a crane. I should be able to get a line on that now. Yep. And like it or not, that trailer will swing around with me. Not giving it any choice. Didn't quite end up where I wanted it though. I would have preferred it a little bit further away. Oddly enough, that'll do nicely, thank you. I can just lay that back on its wheels and it'll be in a pretty good place for me to load 2 slabs onto the trailer, 2 rolls into the truck. Right, let's get it loaded. Cargo. That's all of the slabs gone from here. Wrong button. Yeah, wrong button there. Put me in the menu instead of rotating. That's wheel button madness. The menu button and the rotate are quite close together on this wheel, and a couple of times I've done that, hit the wrong one. That'll do, that'll pack. So now we want metal rolls. This can go in my sideboard bed. And this will be the last delivery. We haven't got time to do fuel this episode. That'll be next episode. Two metal rolls left. Restore the crane. Pack and unpack. And then get that trailer attached. Get out of here. Exactly the same cargo up. Once I get to the warehouse, up the same route that I just used. So it'd be a good comparison for these tyres side by side with what I just did with the chains on. Back to cargo. Done. Let's go. Same route. I'm gonna use the mud route rather than the railway route. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do real quick, because it does annoy me a bit, is I'm going to turn off tracking. So you don't have quite so many immersion braking cargo hints all around the map. That's one thing about Yukon, because of all of the, and I guess future maps will be the same, because of all of the buildings you can destruct for bricks, wooden planks and metal beams on this, plus logs and other things on other maps, future regions. You do have a lot of hints on your HUD when you're driving. I'd kind of like to be able to turn them off, but still have the contract active. Would have been my preferred choice, so that I could easily see what I need to deliver, but not have that immersion braking HUD noise. Now I wonder as well with these tyres whether the additional weight of cargo would cause the tyres to cut through the mud and bite into the dirt quicker and easier. So it might be a case that weight is good with these tyres. There we go. Look at that sucker. That spindly little twig won't bend for anybody. Look at it. They're quite funny, those trees. Very useful. We've said before, it'd be quite nice to have a chainsaw, but it would also be quite nice to have the ability to plant titanium trees in certain strategic locations. So my pendulum of indecision is currently swinging back in the direction of doing phase 8 next, after Yukon. It's that strike while the iron's hot. From a channel perspective, it definitely makes sense. From my perspective as a player, I've come to this game 18 months after most of the people that are watching this will have been playing it. So I'm new to this game, and it would be quite nice for me to play a map that is also new to you guys. See that? And hang on a minute. What's those tire tracks? Engine off. Map. So those tire tracks. That's the ones that's where I need to go, isn't it? Don't go all the way up to the warehouse and then back around this bit. I just glimpsed as I was driving past some tire tracks right there, and they've got to be going up, because at this point there's a T-junction, a three-way set of tire tracks, and I've just noticed they've got to be joining up. So let's do that. Avoid some of that muddy stuff that I went through on the way here. Let's just back it up as gently as I can, considering that this isn't the best trailer to reverse. With cargo on it, I'll get pretty nervous. And then turn up this deep dark, exploring in the dark with loads of cargo on. Why wouldn't you? But that's too good a glimpse for me to ignore. Not great vision for you guys, unfortunately. So yeah, I am swinging back in the direction of... Let's have a look at phase 8 next. Obviously I don't know when that will be released. I've got quite a lot of work to do in Flooded Foothills. If I happen to get to the end of Flooded Foothills, I'm recording this in mid-September. And I think what I've seen as rumours is PTS would end and phase 8 would go live at some point during October. So if that was end of October, I'll probably be finished with Yukon before it goes live. This is the junction where we went off to the right last time to go down to the warehouse. We just saved quite a bit of distance there, I think. And now we're pulling up the hill that we did before. So this will be a good like-for-like comparison. And I am going to leave it in diff lock and all-wheel drive on. Because this is where I want to see these tyres biting, sort of digging through the snow and mud and hitting dirt underneath it to make it worth using these tyres for this particular route. Not bad so far. If I am done with Yukon before phase 8, and therefore I might have time basically waiting for phase 8 to arrive, I might go off to Maine and have a look at that Tiger B that's been suggested as another good truck for me to get. But it would be a bit of a weird one, because it would be not really a special expedition. It would be starting main as a series and then pausing that series to go off to phase 8 for a different series. A little bit strange in my head to do that. So I think this is pulling better than the chains did for sure so far. I think the hardest part with chains was the top of the hill where I was talking about the gold mine sign. So we'll see how it does with that as well, but so far so good. You get to a point here where there are no trees. These two trees on the left are just going to pull out if I try to use them. Put this into mid-low. Try and maintain momentum with a bit of torque. For completeness, really, I would want to try the muds with the same cargo and the same route, wouldn't I? But put it in proper crawler, low. It's not stopped the way that the chains did. Yeah, I'm going to say that was a better pull up there than I had when I was using the chains. So far, so good with these tires. Thank you very much for the suggestion. And as with trucks, I don't think there's going to be any one tire that's best everywhere. It's always going to be a bit situational. But I have kind of defaulted to using chains just because I know with chains it's really hard to get to a point that you're making zero progress. Whereas on some maps with these tires, you're on this region in some roads, you're going to make zero progress with these tires. So it is that chains is a little bit of easy mode. Steady. Don't forget you got slabs on the back. Coming into daylight. So next episode we're going to go down exactly the route we just did. And we are going to pick up that fuel. I'm enjoying this. Doesn't feel grindy yet. I know this is the biggest, from a cargo perspective, the biggest contract yet. Because at the moment we're just doing phase 1. There's another phase of this to do yet. Good stuff. Screenshot for the thumbnail, and let's get this delivered. 1, 2, 1, 2. So 6 fuel, 10 lots of bricks. We know that we can get the fuel from the railway station. Let's just activate that. Again. So we know we can get fuel from the railway station. We know we can get 2 lots of bricks from each of these. It's 8. It's basically 10 bricks right here, right? So I think for the bricks, especially now that I've got this route down, I think for the bricks it is worth my while gathering them up. I'll work that out for the next episode. But the start of the next episode will be a really simple down through exactly the same route we've just come up through and into the railway station, pick up 6 pallets of fuel. There aren't any bricks there. And then when we've done the bricks and bring through the 2 cabins, and the cabins need to come to this zone. Those cabins are currently on the twin steer. And this one is the exception where I will do the cabins, because I need to do the cabins to unlock the second phase, which is beams, planks, small pipes and concrete blocks. I can't do that unless I bring those cabins through. So yeah, so next episode we are going to go down to the railway station, grab those 6 fuel, probably run around and grab the 10 lots of bricks from the buildings that are nearby. I think that makes sense, rather than going all the way up to the north of the map for them. And then we'll bring the cabins through. And whether or not we get all of that done in one episode, or whether that's spread over a couple of episodes, I'm not sure. See how it goes. The fuel bit will be easy. It's the bricks and the cabins will take a bit longer. So all of that is in the next episode or 2. So I'm going to wrap this episode here. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode. I enjoyed driving it. It's got 12 units of cargo delivered, which feels good. Nice bit of progress. I hope to see you in the next episode. But in the meantime, thank you very much and goodbye.